It's the NFL on EA Sports, and all eyes are on Dalton Kincaid. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Bills and the Cards, and it's...
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
To the air right away is May. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for him from a week ago: 4 catches, 51 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
On the counter, it's Evans.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Now inside the 25.
And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They'll run out of the gun with Evans.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
You look at this Buffalo defense.
They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's a give up the middle. And the ball is knocked out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 15 carries, 139 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
They run it again with Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
James Cook, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Here's the Bills kickoff unit out as they will send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A give up the middle to Evans.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Let's go now. Go.
Here's May.
He finds his man complete. It's McGee. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 1. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready, go. Ready.
Throwing here is May.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Dobbs goes in motion. Looking to throw. May. Completed out left to Dobbs.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Romeo Dobbs.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Cards have cut it back within a score.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. James Cook running back out now.
And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
He's got a man. It's his fullback.
2 yards, good enough for a first. The Bills at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To about the 40-yard line. You look at this Arizona defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator. Because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit. But facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, this defense for the Cards, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On the screen, this is Evans.
And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Taylor Rapp with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
A play fake. Now Penix
Out to his left.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play #1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
They'll throw with Penix. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Bills with the football as we start quarter #2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Well, now they'll try the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's into the secondary. Touchdown, Bills! Dalton Kincaid.
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Bills go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Cardinals offense and Drake May headed back onto the field. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
A nightmare of a first half for him, and that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They run the counter with Cook.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game.
Ready.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
19 Tiger.
Here's Cook again.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
James Cook
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Bills have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
They'll throw with May. Looking deep here for Dobbs.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Bills are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
This to the tight end, Kincaid.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Cook up the gut, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Ready!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There you go, partner. That's some old-school football right there. You need 1 yard? Give it to your bruiser or fullback and let him get the job done.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 38. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Here we go.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Again, it's Cook. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
125 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
And looking to throw, Penix.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Looking to throw, Penix.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So we reach halftime, and what's
message received here? No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bills offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now Penix.
Escaping the pressure right.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
A big play here for Buffalo. 42 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Cook.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good look there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
James Cook
with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next position. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Here we go, here we go.
From the shotgun, May with it. That's complete to Dobbs.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Reload, unlock line, Bronco switch, check.
To the air, May.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
19 tight.
Here's Penix. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. On 1st and 10, it's Evans. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And, I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
From the gun on 3rd down is May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Cardinals. Romeo Doubs with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Just a 4-play drive that time. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Bills to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
To the air, Penix. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. They'll try the middle with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Handoff running left, Irving. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them. trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down. A give. This is Cook. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now 2nd and 5. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Open man, there's Darnell Washington.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go now. Set go. Go.
From the shotgun, it's May. And he'll get it right back to Washington.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line.
To throw, it's May.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
Zaven Collins there to make the play defensively. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd down and 6.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
Zaven Collins. And they're to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded at the 20. And he'll be out right at the 35.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Sliding out of the pocket.
Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Ready, set.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Set. Set.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he stays up. Flushed out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set up. Ready.
Throwing here is May.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Set up.
The slot man in motion right.
Ready, ready.
From the gun, it's May. He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
On the jump.
Looking to throw, May.
He's got Higgins over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Ready, break.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late
Here we
score.
go. Set. Let go.
Here's May.
He completes it to Evans. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Set. Ready. Hunt.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Completes it to Davis. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Got it. Ready. Let's go now. Hut, hut. Set, go.
They'll throw with May.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Set up.
Back to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Hut, hut.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah,
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals are able to cut into that deficit.
Set. Set, go. Go.
May going to try to throw for it.
He's got it. So they convert to 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And the Bills are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
On the set. Let's go.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Down the sideline he goes.
And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
May going to try and throw for it.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. A very pivotal two-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a one-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Straight ahead, it's Irving.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
That penalty is declined.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into?